Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors, your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad you're here this morning. Have a great show lineup. Got a good guest here in the studio talking about a big redfish tournament coming up and all kinds of stuff. So we're going to get started with our weather. And then we got a fishing report with Blair Morgan right after weather. So first of all, it's going to hit 90 degrees. And I haven't said that much this summer, but they say 90, and that humidity is just unreal with all the rain and coming up out of the ground. So be prepared for that. Low tonight 78, and the water temperature remains at 84 degrees. It's been pretty steady now for about 3 weeks, okay? Now take a look at our river readings. The river readings are starting to look good. The Apalachicola is finally getting down. It's reading a 9.8 this morning. And it's still dropping for the next couple of days. By Saturday now, it's going to hit about 8 foot. So the river is going to be getting in good shape. Take a look at the Choctawhatchee at Caryville. It's in good shape. It's steady. It's still going to be a little high. It's going to be reading 9.5 this morning, but it's going to stay level on through Friday and Saturday. So if you're planning a big weekend on the water, it's going to be on the river. It's going to be really steady in Choctawhatchee, and both rivers are in a lot better shape than they've been in a long time. So freshwater fishermen should be smiling all weekend. Now take a look at our tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn Funeral Home and Cemetery. Their motto is "When Caring Counts." And we're looking on today, Thursday, September the 5th. And we talked about this yesterday. We're in the neap tides. We have a high tide this morning at 10:39. Actually, had double high today, and then a low at 5:05. We just don't have much tidal flow coming this weekend, but that's to be expected on a situation where about every 2 weeks you're going to get that. So that's a pattern to that. All right, now, once a week, I'd like to call Captain Blair Morgan down at Cape San Blas and get a fishing report from Blue Water Outriggers. We have a lot of viewers on the eastern end of our viewing area, and I always want to know what's going on. Interesting, though, we have a bunch of viewers on the western end over at Defuniak Springs and all over Walton County that loves going to Cape San Blas. So good morning, Blair.
Good morning, Winston.
How you doing there, buddy?
I'm doing good. So far, it hadn't rained yet this morning.
We were laughing about that before we came on. It's hard to believe all that rain. I know we talk about it all the time. People are tired of hearing it. But Saturday morning, Gail and I were down there, and we're not too far from your house, and it was just unbelievable how much it rained Saturday.
Yeah, I tell you what, I'm glad you got to see what we've been having now for all summer. But it's bad when the beach is holding water out there. It looks like ponds out on the beach. The sand won't soak it up.
That's amazing, but you're right. The sand is actually holding rainwater. Yep.
Yeah, never seen it before.
I haven't either. Well, tell us. I know you got.
There's a few people out fishing. My neighbor over here, he like his favorite clown fishing. He's going up in the St. Joe Canal, and every day he's going, he's catching a minimum of 8. And he's catching some, around 4 pounds, so he's doing real good.
Wow.
Catching them on bull minnows.
Okay.
And so the flounder are up there, but he says they're in one little spot. And of course, he won't tell me where it's at.
Yeah, well, we're going
to take me with him.
We're going to have to go with him one day and take the camera and the pole.
Yeah, I don't know if he'll let us go with him. He keeps it a secret.
Yeah. Does he fish at outgoing tide or?
He didn't really. He didn't tell me. I could find out, but he didn't say. I think when he goes fishing, he just goes fishing. He don't care what the tide's doing.
Yeah. That's like our dads. We talk about our dads used to go fishing. They didn't know what the tide was doing or if the river was falling or rising. They would just go.
Yeah, they just go. When you get a chance to go fishing, just go fishing.
That's right. And they had to work a lot of time.
And the triptail has shown back up over here at Indian Pass some, and tarpon have shown back up.
Good. That's a good sign.
Yeah. And that was one person that was catching a bunch of big bull reds off the Lighthouse Point over here.
Okay.
Right off the shoreline.
What were they catching?
I'll tell you something really going on right now is the mullet. Everybody's catching a bunch of mullet, cast net.
Yeah. What are they catching those bull reds on, Blair? Live bait?
Any kind of cut bait or dead shrimp or anything like that.
Yeah.
Fishing on the bottom.
Well, that sounds good. And one last report. We still got a couple of weekends left on scalloping. 1 or 2. What's the latest on scalloping?
They tell me, of course, you can't hardly see out here right now. The bay's so dirty.
Yeah.
And people are having a feeling with their feet and everything. But I did talk to one guy that he's got he kind of like skin eyes for him in deeper holes. He said the deep holes are just absolutely full of big old scallops.
Yeah. Well,
He said the visibility wasn't very good, but you know, he's going out getting a bunch every day.
Yeah. Well, all right, Blair. That's a good report, buddy. A lot of things going on in spite of all this weather.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much, and we'll check on you later.
Okay.
All right.
Goodbye.
Captain Blair Morgan with the Blue Water Outriggers. I will take this break and be right back with our guest. All right, welcome back, folks, and welcome to Sean Fields.
How's it going, Coach?
All right, Sean. And she's been on the show before, Sean has, and he's no stranger to us, and he's a big fisherman and all. I'm glad to have you back.
I'm glad to be back.
All
glad
right.
to be back.
So we'll give you a little bit of background now. He works out at Bozeman, and a lot of folks at Bozeman. He's had an outdoor ed program up there. Got it started at Bozeman, and works part-time at Bass Pro Shop.
Yep. Been working Bass Pro about 5 years now.
And coaches football.
That's right.
Staying busy.
I stay busy.
I know you do.
Stay busy.
And most importantly, though, he's married in our family. Married a cousin of ours last year.
Oh, it was in March. And,
yeah.
It's been a little over a year, and she keeps me pretty busy too. So.
Well, good. I already told him we got to start coming to that family reunion now.
Yeah.
It's a Saturday after Father's Day every year. We've done about 75 years. So you're part of the family. You got to come eat some of that food.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
And for y'all that don't know, if you didn't see him on before and all, the field pier at Panama City Beach Pier, Popeye Field. That was your dad, and a remarkable man.
Oh yeah.
And love to get to know him, and he was quite a character. But they named a pier at Panama City Beach after his dad. So, with that background being established, let's talk about what's going on.
Sure.
So,
we've got there's Oakley. Oakley is usually a bass tournament trail, real large tournament trail, and Oakley has decided to kind of make the change over to a redfish tournament setup. And this is kind of their first year, kind of feeling their way around. And there is going to be an event this weekend at Destin at Bass Pro Shops. Oakley's come in, they've set up their stage with their semi. It's an amazing event how they're putting on. I have fished IFA and some of the other tours, but this is just it's amazing what they put in to the tour and the setup and everything that's over there.
Wow.
And I think it's going to be a great event for some of our local anglers to get a chance to fish in a professional redfish tournament.
wow, that looks good now. They've been in 3 places. Started off in Galveston.
Yes, sir. Galveston, they said they had right at 60 boats, over 60 boats. So
That's cool.
The main thing about it is you pay your entry fee, and it's $500 per team. But you get back, the first 50 boats in, you get back a Wright McGill inshore rod, and you get back a pair of Oakley fishing glasses, and you actually get back prizes valued at $600.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're paying your entry fee, but you're getting back prizes worth more than your entry fee.
And you got a chance to bring in a big fish, too. You always got a chance.
You got a chance, $30,000 first prize. So you got a chance for a big payday. They're going to be paying out an 18-foot LTS flats boat valued at about 30 grand rigged out. So it's a chance for a big payday.
Wow, that sounds great. All exciting. Now, what are the times?
The captain's meeting is going to be Friday night, and Oakley told me that the main thing is to tell the people is contact Oakley immediately. If they want to get on the website, get registered. They want to give you all the times to make sure that they have everything corrected.
Yeah.
They're still kind of tweaking it. They're kind of moving the captain's meeting forwards and backwards to get everybody there. But the captain's meeting will be Friday night at Bass Pro Shops. And then they will give you all the specifications on the tournament. Now, the tournament is a little different because you can actually trailer your boat. You don't have to put in at Chattahoochee. You can put in, there's a wide range. I mean, it's from the Mississippi-Alabama line all the way past Appalachia. So you can put your boat in different places.
Yeah.
You just have to be back at Destin to weigh in.
Now, what time is the weigh-in? If people want to just come watch the weigh-in.
As of now, they're going to start at 1.
Okay.
But I believe the boats have to be back. It's either 3 or 4. But they said make sure to check with them on all the times. Yes.
And it's going to be right there in Destin.
It's going to be right on the boat deck. They have the semi pulled up on the boat deck, so the anglers will actually bring their fish in, go up on stage. It's going to be a very large production. Oakley's done a good job putting it together.
Well, it's good to see them taking up the slack. I know IFA was here for a while. They withdrew from the Panhandle, you were telling me.
IFA withdrew from the Panhandle, and it's a numbers game, with these tournaments. And there's a lot, a lot of us would fish Louisiana and the East Coast, and there's just more anglers there, which leads to more cash prizes. And because of our low counts in the Panhandle, IFA did decide to move elsewhere.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm glad that Oakley's here. I mean, we've got some great, great red fishermen in this town.
We do.
So
We do have. I already know some people. I know Mark and Michael Coward's going to enter. I know they'll be over there. I know some other guys are going to be there probably, and that's going to be. It's great of Oakley coming in and filling in that void.
It is. It's a first class. Oakley's a first class organization with their bass stuff. I've seen some of their bass stuff on television, and for them to switch to the redfish side is pretty exciting for them to come in.
It's funny. We've got to take a break quickly, but it's funny how we always talk about the redfish and bass have so many similarities.
Sure.
And so Oakley, I think, understands that maybe.
I hope so, and I think their new saltwater glasses are going to be awesome. So.
Cool. All right, let's take a break. We're going to come back, and Sean's going to show you some of the hottest lures they've been catching on. Okay. All right, welcome back. Sitting here with Sean Fields talking about a big redfish tournament this weekend. Also, Sean's a football coach and works up there at Bozeman and works at a tackle store part-time and fishes when you get a chance.
I fish when I get a chance. It's been busy.
But don't let him kid you. He knows a lot about redfishing. He's been doing it a long time. He's had kids on the show before, and I've seen pictures of redfish he's caught. So let's talk about the redfish in this past. It's been different this summer. It's been different.
I've born and raised here.
Yeah.
And it's definitely one of the strangest summers.
Yeah.
With the rain that we've had, it has changed. It's really, I've learned a lot this summer, having to change how I approach fishing, because spots that I have just born and raised in West Bay and fishing those spots, man, it's just chocolate milk out there.
And all of a sudden they're not there.
Completely different.
But then on the other hand, you go to places where they used to not be.
Places I haven't fished in years, and are holding redfish and holding schools of redfish, and the redfish. It's been a really good summer for redfish this year, and we've caught a lot of them.
Yeah, and that's the irony of the whole deal. But we talked about the color. We always talked about that gold spoon. That's been the standard, always been a standby since you were a kid.
It's meat and potatoes.
Meat and potatoes. But now he brought some stuff he's going to use this weekend and be used this summer maybe. And I want you to look at the color of some of this stuff. Tell us about this one right here.
This is your old Johnson Silver Minnow spoon. Been around forever. The kind of change that you're starting to see, especially with this year,
is color.
It is a black.
It
is
black,
a black
folks.
finish.
It's not your TV now. That's a black one. Look at there.
It is a black finish, and a lot of the guys that's been guiding this summer, a lot of the guys that I've talked to that are fishing this weekend, they're going to these darker color spoons just because of some of the dark water that they're fishing. And another thing they're doing to their spoons is instead of just throwing your normal spoon and reeling it in, they'll actually modify these spoons with a bass worm rattle. They'll take a glass or a brass worm rattle and they'll glue it to the spoon just to give it that extra sound, that extra vibration underwater because of the dirty water that we're fishing.
And they're reacting to that sound.
Reacting to that sound. I mean, it's a lot of your visual baits. You know, you're seeing these guys, they're looking for vibration, they're looking for sound because of the water clarity and just how dirty it is.
Well, tell me this. I know you're a spoon fisherman a lot.
Sure.
The top water. Have y'all done much on top water?
Top water's been awesome, and I'll show you another bait. This color has been real popular this summer. A lot of people buying it, a lot of people fishing with it.
Yes, sir.
It's that bone spook.
Yep.
And you'll see them fishing the bone spook with chartreuse bellies and pink bellies it's a loud bait, and these topwater baits have these rattles built into them, and it's easy for that redfish to target that bait on the surface. It's breaking the surface, it's making noise where you're throwing a bait that's suspended like some type of jerk shad. They're losing it in that watercolor. And I mean, if you're throwing a soft plastic without scent, you're lost. I mean, you're really lost this year, and it took a lot of days of catching nothing for me to understand that change.
Well, it's interesting thing about this weekend too, and I love it. And these guys will talk to you. These guys that are coming in from different places and see what they've been successful with and all. And when I go to these tournaments and all, they're good about showing you different things. So.
We've got some anglers coming in from South Carolina, and we have some anglers coming in from Texas.
Yeah.
So we're covering the whole redfish realm of where they're at. So
and that's sort of different style of red fishing.
It is.
So it's all sort of coming together. And it'd be interesting to see what they have now. Show us a couple more before we take a break.
Sure. I think that, talking about that, Coach, the guys that do fish the soft plastics, especially your Louisiana guys and your Texas guys.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, it's popular here as well.
Yeah.
But when they're fishing the soft plastics, you will see a lot of them using the Cajun Thunder type popping corks. And that's them just trying to create noise. And these guys from Texas and Louisiana, they're used to fishing this dirty water. And some of us Florida boys, we're sight fishing clear water, and it's different. You know, it's a lot different. And you know, a lot of the techniques that they use, I think you're going to see a lot of Florida anglers using this weekend.
That'd be interesting. You know, the boys down south of us on Apalachicola Bay, and also down in Appalachia Bay,
Sure.
and with that same kind of water.
Same kind of water.
And they swear by those Cajun thunders. They
Yes,
do.
they use the strike sound to get the fish to approach the soft plastic, and then it helps them see it. I mean, it's just hard for a redfish to really pick up a bait right now unless it's definitely scented. It's got to be scented.
And that's something we hadn't talked about scenting, and I've been dragging my feet on doing it, but I'm a firm believer of it. And what kind of scent do you have? Some scent?
I do. Lunker sauce is kind of the scent that I use on like my hard baits, and I do scent everything, even like a hard plastic bait. I will scent it as well as the soft plastic. Okay. Now I like to use Procure bait scent on my soft plastics, but I will use a Lunker sauce gel, just because the gel does stick to a hard bait a little bit better than the scent does.
Very good point.
So I will go to the Lunker sauce gel on my hard baits, but I use scent on everything. I'm a firm believer that it helps. Even I scent my soft plastics 5-6 casts. I'm constantly spraying.
And I'm beginning to believe, because a lot of the guys I fish with, everybody's been doing that. Like I said, I've been dragging my feet, but I've seen everybody doing it and having success. So I'm about to start jumping on the bandwagon too. So,
yes, sir.
So, okay, let's take our final break. We'll come back. A lot more fishing tips with Sean. All right, welcome back. Sitting here with Sean Fields. Now, you have your captain license now?
No, I do not.
I don't know if it's Captain Sean or just Sean.
No, just Sean.
Okay, just Sean. All right, let's look at our fishing game forecast for today, our fishing times. We're looking at, brought to us by Mark Calvert, who's going to fish it this weekend. He and Michael. And Mark, y'all make sure y'all get up with Sean over there and talk to him. Edgewater Beach Realty, 832-6000. Our times are 12:24 to 2:24 this morning, but right after lunch at 12:47 to 2:47. Almost from 1 to 3 this afternoon will be an excellent time. So be sure and check on that when you get an opportunity, especially for the weekend. We have that on our website for this weekend. If you fish in a tournament, it'll be a good thing to watch. Okay, we're talking about all kind of different things and all, and it's interesting, again, people come in and fish in different areas, but the Panhandle holds some nice redfish.
Panhandle holds some nice redfish.
I mean, the pictures I've gotten all summer long, in spite of the weather and everything, I've gotten some nice. I showed them on yesterday's show with this weekend's pictures. Nice redfish.
And the thing about the Panhandle, and I've always thought this is you've got guys like Fred Myers who has proven that he can catch fish with the guys in Louisiana. He can catch fish with the guys down south. And I believe that we have an advantage in the Panhandle because we don't have to drive as far to fish a Louisiana-style fishery. We don't have to drive far to fish clear water. We're kind of right in the middle, so we get, we can practice on both ends. We can practice both styles of fishing.
And you're right, too. And I've always, it's fascinated for me to fish with different people and all, because I see different styles of redfish. And you have some that love to sight fish and you watch the tails and everything and just to see, strictly sight fish. Then you have some dock fishermen who like to just jerk them out of the dock. So, and then some people are hybrids. They'll just do whatever. What about you?
I guess you would call me more of a Western style fisherman.
Okay.
I'm just too big to get on a polling platform. We'll go and say that. But I like to get up on the trolling motor, and I like to kind of take that Kevin Van Dam approach. I'm gonna try to catch the ones that are hungry, and I want to cover as much ground as I can. I want to make as many casts as I can. That's why I do throw a lot of spoons. I throw a lot of spinner baits. I throw a lot of baits that I can get out and get in. I want to work an area and then get to a different area. I'm gonna try to make as many casts as I can in one day.
Now, folks, he just said a lot of stuff right there in the last few sentences. Right, trying to cover. And we'll talk about this. Trying to cover as much area as you can, and yet try to cover it, not just run through it, but try to boom, 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 and cover it.
I fish with guys that are mainly sight fishermen, and it's methodical. It's almost like hunting when you're sight fishing. These guys, they get so quiet and they get so still, and they'll spot a red and they'll sneak up on a red, and it's just I don't know if I'm not quiet enough. I don't know what it is. It just doesn't play into my style of fishing.
I'm more, I like to, if I see them, I like to, go try to catch them. But it's hard. I don't have the patience either. It's hard to be a sight fisherman 100%.
It is.
So I'm like you. I like to cover as much territory as you can, and also, the docks this summer.
Docks, and the thing about the docks is when you're fishing live bait, docks are definitely a lot easier. And in these artificial tournaments, you're having to present that bait so deep in the docks to keep it in the strike zone as long as possible, especially if you're throwing some type of spinnerbait or a spoon where you're pulling it constantly out of the strike zone. It gets tough, but I mean, some of those guys, I watch some of those guys just dissect our docks and our bays. It's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, they're that good on it.
They can put on any pylon they want to. They
Yeah,
sure can.
that's good. Now, the big thing now this weekend, you look at the tides. The tides aren't going to be working really strong in this area, so you're going to have to work a little bit harder.
You're going to have to work a little harder.
Yeah.
And it's I mean, it's hard enough with chocolate milk in 90% of our bays, but
it's going to be a challenge.
It's going to be a challenge. It sure is.
What do you think if you were to bet and all, and we're not betting on it, of course, but if where do you think that some of the top places are going to be coming out of? What area?
If I was fishing it this weekend, I think that I really believe that you're going to see some good fish come out of our pass. I think that that St. Andrews Pass and around our pass, the area around our pass, this summer, to me, I've caught good fish there. I've caught good slot fish there, and it's been consistent all year. I mean, I've had guides tell me, man, we're catching good slot fish in the pass, right around the pass.
Which is unusual. We haven't usually just big old bull reds and have to let them go and all, but this is good.
I think they're running from that dirty water.
Yeah.
I think they're running from that dirty water.
What about over in Chattahoochee Bay?
The reports I've been getting from the guys that are fishing the tournament, there's actually a bunch of them out pre-fishing this morning. Some of the guys that actually work at Bass Pro Shopper Fishing, Dave is our assistant manager. He's fishing it, and he's been kind of filling me in on them working all week. I know they have fished Pensacola, they fish St. Andrews, they fish Chattahoochee. Chattahoochee is very muddy, but they're like I said, those topwater baits. They've had a lot of success on topwater baits, and I think because of that muddy water, the water's not as clear, the topwater bites lasting longer.
Yeah.
So the sun's really not affecting them as much because of the tainted water. So I think that you're going to be able to throw a topwater bait a little bit longer than normal. But I look for a topwater bite to produce some fish over in that bay.
Well, folks, you just got a little mini clinic on red fishing, and thanks to Sean Fields. And Sean, we got to get out of here, buddy.
All righty. I enjoyed it.
And you got to come back and see us.
Will do.
All right, and go Bozeman Buck.
Oh, thank you, sir.
All right, buddy. Thank you all so much for watching Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Glad to have you. You do something good for somebody today, and God bless.
Thanks for joining us for Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors features hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.